If you have arthritis, you may feel you'll do just about anything to ease the pain. Well, reducing the pain and other symptoms may be a little easier than you think. Although there's no cure for arthritis, eating the right foods and avoiding certain trigger foods have been shown to ease the pain, strengthen bones, and fight inflammation. In this video, we'll talk about some foods that may help ease your pain and also how to avoid foods that trigger an inflammatory response. It's important to note that everyone's inflammatory triggers are different. For example, gluten may cause inflammation and pain in some people, but not in others. Each person needs to find their own inflammatory triggers. I can only offer general information, so for your specific needs, you should talk to a dietitian or your doctor before changing your diet. That being said, let's talk about 5 food groups that should be avoided if you have joint pain or arthritis. Now, I don't recommend cutting out all of these food groups at once, because drastically changing your diet is usually not sustainable. Also, you wouldn't know which food group is causing most of your issues. Maybe cut out one group for 2 or 3 weeks and see if your pain and other symptoms are reduced. Then try another group and so on. So let's get started. The first group we're going to talk about is bad beverages. These are beverages with lots of sugar, artificial sweeteners, and other chemicals that have been shown to cause inflammation. So if you're drinking any of the following beverages, you might want to eliminate them from your diet for the next 3 weeks. If you like how you feel and your pain is reduced, then you'll know you're on the right track. Beverages that may cause inflammation and other negative health issues include sugary coffees, like cappuccinos and lattes. They're full of sugar, whipped creams, and syrups. Energy drinks. They're typically loaded with sugar or artificial sweeteners. Some have excessive amounts of caffeine that are equal to 4 to 5 cups of coffee. Sodas. They're loaded with sugar and may have other sweeteners like high fructose corn syrup, sucrose, and more. Diet sodas. They're loaded with artificial sweeteners and other chemicals that may cause inflammation. Sweet tea. It also has lots of sugar. Alcoholic beverages. Studies show that heavy consumption of alcohol contributes to systemic inflammation. According to an article published in the Harvard School of Public Health, drinking these sugar-loaded beverages regularly can lead to chronic inflammatory diseases. So if we can reduce the inflammation, we can reduce the pain. Group 2 is refined carbohydrates, and I'll give you some examples in a second, but these foods are known to cause inflammation. Now, inflammation isn't always bad. It's how our immune system deals with injury or infection. But when it becomes chronic, it can lead to tissue damage. It can also contribute to the development and progression of arthritis. Additionally, refined carbohydrates tend to be high in calories but low in nutrients, and this can lead to weight gain. Then the extra weight puts even more stress on your joints, causing more pain. Refined carbs can also cause your blood sugar levels to spike and then crash, leaving you feeling fatigued and achy. Some examples of refined carbs include white rice, white bread, pastries and donuts, packaged cookies, crackers, things made with white flour, sweet desserts and candy, and sugary cereals. Group number 3 is processed meats. These are meats or meat products that have been altered in some way. This is usually done to extend their shelf life and improve their texture or flavor. While processed meats can be convenient and really tasty, they're high in unhealthy saturated fats and low in fiber, which are both factors that contribute to inflammation. They also contain high amounts of additives, preservatives, and other chemicals that can trigger an inflammatory response. Some examples of processed meats are deli meats like salami, bologna, and pastrami, hot dogs, sausages, canned meats like Spam or corned beef hash, beef jerky, bratwurst, corned beef, breakfast sausage, and the one no one wants to give up, bacon. And yes, that does include Canadian bacon. I know it can be difficult to give up some of these foods, but stay tuned because I'm going to tell you about some tasty foods that you can eat to reduce inflammation. But for now, let's go to group number 4, which is saturated fats. Foods high in saturated fats can cause inflammation by activating immune cells. These immune cells release a lot of substances that cause inflammation. These substances are called pro-inflammatory cytokines. Cytokines are an essential part of the immune system. However, excessive cytokine production can lead to systemic inflammation. Along with processed meats, other foods high in saturated fats include fatty cuts of red meat, fried foods such as fried chicken, French fries, and donuts. Butter. Butter isn't as bad for most people as we once thought. In fact, there are some health benefits to eating butter in moderation. On the other hand, for people with arthritis, butter is still high in saturated fat, which can cause inflammation. Some cheeses, such as Parmesan, cheddar, cream cheese, and American cheese. Foods made with palm oil or coconut oil, so read the ingredients. Whole milk and full-fat dairy products like whipping cream and ice cream. Fast food like burgers, pizza, fried chicken, and fried fish. By the way, if you're finding this video helpful, tap the subscribe button to see more of my videos. Now in Group 5, we'll talk about a controversial group of vegetables called nightshades. These include tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants, and peppers. And yes, tomatoes are technically a fruit, but they are part of the nightshade group. I say controversial because according to Nourish by WebMD, there is no solid evidence that these vegetables are bad for your health. However, some people with arthritis report eating them does make their pain worse. So to figure out if nightshades are bad for you, experts recommend removing them from your diet for a few weeks. Then start eating them again and see how you feel. If you feel worse or start experiencing more pain, then you likely have a sensitivity to nightshades and you should avoid them. If you know of any foods that trigger pain or inflammation in your body, list them in the comments. Okay, I'm not going to let you leave thinking you can't eat anything, so let's talk about some healthy anti-inflammatory foods that may be good to add to your diet. The first food is fatty fish. Some examples are salmon, mackerel, tuna, herring, and cod. These fish are high in omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D. Both of these have been found to reduce inflammation. Berries, such as blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, and cranberries, are loaded with antioxidants that have been shown to reduce inflammation. If you're not eating these, they would definitely be a healthy addition to your diet. Avocados are another fantastic food to add to your diet if you're looking to fight inflammation and pain. Often called a superfood, they contain lots of beneficial nutrients, including fiber, vitamins, and minerals. They're also a very good source of healthy, plant-based omega-3 fatty acids. Additionally, they contain antioxidants like carotenoids and vitamin E, which are also known to reduce inflammation. Overall, avocados are a delicious and nutritious way to combat inflammation in the body. Next are good beverages. If you cut out sodas, sweet tea, and other sugary drinks, what can you drink? Well, green tea is a very good choice. You can drink it hot or cold, and green tea is abundant with a super powerful antioxidant called EGCG. According to the National Library of Medicine, this has anti-inflammatory effects. Green tea is one of the most researched anti-inflammatory teas available. But if you want something with a different flavor, there are many herbal teas that have anti-inflammatory properties. Look for teas with ingredients like turmeric, ginger, rosehip, chamomile, and cinnamon. Remember, if you want to keep these teas as healthy as possible, skip the sugar. Next is the absolute most important beverage you can drink to help prevent or reduce chronic inflammation. Yes, you guessed it, it's simply water. A paper published in the National Library of Medicine says that 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. If you're outside of the United States, this number may be even higher. And older adults tend to be more dehydrated than younger adults. Water plays a big part in the lubricating system of the joints. Chronic dehydration has been associated with joint pain and an increased risk of chronic inflammation. So, drink more water. Next is leafy green vegetables. They've been shown to reduce inflammation because they're high in natural antioxidants and polyphenols. These compounds help protect the body against oxidative stress and reduce inflammation. Some examples would be spinach, kale, cabbage, and romaine lettuce. Eggs are another good food choice and a very good source of protein and vitamin D, which has anti-inflammatory effects. Another healthy food to add to your diet is legumes, such as chickpeas, black beans, kidney beans, and lentils. Legumes are rich in fiber and phytonutrients, which also reduce inflammation. So there you have it. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm just a guy who loves to do research and share what I've learned. So if you have any concerns, be sure to consult a healthcare professional before making any changes to your diet or lifestyle. Now, if you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button so you can see more of my videos for more tips to help you live a happy, healthy life.